Hey guys, it's Suzette from Anewyoricanthing. I know it's been a while. I've been recovering from my back surgery, but today we're going to do a lamb stew. Now I got this at BJ's. It's called Australian lamb. So we're going to do our Puerto Rican stuff on this. So we're going to do it like every other stews that we do. So the first thing we want to do is get our adobo. So you know I use homemade adobo. Obviously you're going to rinse your meat and you're going to pat dry it, okay? And you're going to add, I like to make a mixture of adobo, and I have olive oil, okay, any olive oil that you prefer. So I'm going to add, just going to put it in there, make a nice amount, and I'm just going to put my adobo right in there. I'm going to put a generous amount, and all I'm going to do is stir it around. And you can taste it to see if it's enough seasoning in there. Okay, and you're gonna pour that over your stew. And don't forget, you gotta get all the goodness. And you're gonna wanna mix your stew meat in that. Now, if you feel like you need more adobo, absolutely add more adobo. So I feel like we probably need a little bit more because I have 2 packages, which is a lot. So I'm going to definitely add a little bit more adobo. I mean, you can't go wrong with adobo. Now I have the homemade adobo. As you guys know, I have the recipe on my YouTube. So if you don't have it yet, haven't made it yet, definitely make your way to that video. So we're gonna add a little bit more adobo because it can't hurt anything. I want you to have all the ingredients out. So we're gonna have adobo. We're gonna use sazon. I make my own. But if you're using the packets, use 1 packet. Now, I didn't mention, but we're also going to put this in the crock pot. Now, you can put it in a regular stock pot and boil that, but it's going to take a bit. We're going to have some bay leaves, and I have some, let's see, a Cabernet Franc. So add some wine. Then I have tomato sauce. We're going to use about a ½ cup of tomato sauce. If you have tomato paste, 2 tablespoons is fine. And I'm going to add salt. I'm using the Himalayan pink salt, which is fantastic. I also use kosher salt, whatever salt you like is fine. Now I also am going to sprinkle, this is a 1/3 cup. I have 2 packages. So this is a 1/3 cup of flour. So I want to coat the lamb because it's also going to help give you a thicker sauce. So I like to coat it, mix it around, and then I kind of pan sear it. Now, if you're short on time, do you have to pan sear it? No. You can mix it up and just throw it in your crock pot if you don't want to go through that extra step. Absolutely acceptable. So we're going to sear it in the pan, a couple at a time. Just for a couple of minutes, you're going to brown it, and then you're going to put it in your crock pot or your stock pot. I don't recommend using olive oil because it just burns quicker. So the avocado oil, vegetable oil, those kind of oils. Okay, you want to put enough oil at the bottom of the pan. You might need a little bit more because I do have a lot of meat. So I might have to add a little bit more oil as we move along. So I'm just going to mix all of this together. Get the flour on there. Now don't be scared. If you need more flour, you add more flour. No big deal. So like you see, I have 2 packages, which is a lot of lamb. So look at this. I have to say, these are very meaty. And I bought this by accident because you know what? I'm not a fan of lamb. But I have to say, I made it because I bought it by accident. And I made the stew and it came out delicious. The family loved it. And I happen to like it too. So it kind of worked out, and now I'm sharing my recipe with you guys. I'm going to add a little bit more flour to this because I want it to be a little thicker. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and we'll fry it. Make sure that it's on high heat, and as soon as it gets hot, drop it in there, and you're just going to brown it. So now what I did was because I do have a lot of meat, I'm having company. I'm actually making it today, and I'm going to serve it tomorrow for my company. So you want to have it on high heat, and you just want to sear it. That's it. Just going to brown it on each side. So I do have a lot of meat here. So I did have to add more flour. And you see, it's just a dusting, just to give it some thickness in your crock pot. And you might want to add more. However you want to do it. Okay, let's see if we could turn this puppy. Ooh, that looks good already. Now you could do all sides if you want to. I'm just doing, each side and call it a day. But you could do, each side of it if you'd like. I would say you could do about 2 minutes each side as long as it's brown like this nice coloring. That is really good enough. So I have my crock pot and I'm just simply going to take it out and I'm going to put it in here. And we're going to finish the process with the other pieces of meat that I have. And if you're doing a big batch like I am and you need to add more oil to your frying pan and then you can just continue browning. You're also going to need sofrito. So I have like 1 cube, which is probably about, I don't know, 2 tablespoons, but I use mine, it's frozen. And also, if you want to add potatoes and carrots, it's a stew after all. So add your veggies if you'd like. So what I want to do is I want to take, you see all this leftover flour? I mean, we're not going to let that go to waste. In that same oil that you use because it has all the flavor. So you just want to, just going to thicken your sauce. I'm going to add my sofrito. I'm going to add my tomato sauce. I'm going to add 1/3 cup of a red wine, whichever one you'd like. Again, this is a Cabernet Franc. So we want to simmer this and just cook it down. You want my sofrito is frozen, so I want to just. So see how that sauce is just thickening, and you want to do this on a kind of a low heat. You don't want to burn it or scorch it or anything like that. So you just want to get all of that flavor in there, and you see how it's nice and thick. That's going to help in your sauce as well in your stew. So I would say I probably did this, I don't know, 2 to 3 minutes. We're just going to warm that up, and I'm just going to add that right into my stew. Okay, just take all of that out, put it right in there. Now you're going to want to add some water, which is why I like to make a thicker and put some flour, because you're going to water it down by adding flour, because you do need some juices in your crock. It's all going to mix in there, so don't worry about, like, I have a lot of meat in here, so that's going to be kind of thick. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to add water to this, because of course we don't want to waste any of this. See the frying pan? Halfway full. Now if you have less meat, obviously you're going to use less. So we're just going to make sure there's enough liquid in the meat. I'm going to say that's enough liquid. And this is some flour. We're just going to put that in there. We want to add a bay leaf, or 2 or 3. Going to add a few of these puppies. We're going to add some of my sazon. Now when you have a packet, I believe the packets are about, I'm sorry, this is a tablespoon, half a tablespoon. I think the packet is about the same size. So just 1 packet in there would be fine. And then you're going to add your potatoes and your carrots. You know, if you want to add more, add more. However many veggies you want in here, because honestly any veggies would taste fantastic in this. And you're going to set your crock pot to, I will be having it on high for about 4 to 5 hours. Now you may want to add more salt. I always cook it for a little bit and then I taste it to see if I need salt. But for argument's sake, I'm just going to add some salt because I'm probably going to need it. So I'm going to add just did a nice pinch in there just to top it off. And I may need to add more. We're going to see. And I'm just going to cut up my potatoes. I'm going to set it and forget it. So I hope you guys come back to see the finished product. And of course, you can't forget your white rice. All right, guys, I'm going to see you in about 5 hours. I'm going to see how beautiful this comes out. Okay, guys, I have set it to 5 hours. I'm going to drink some wine, and I'll see you guys later. So this is the finished product. My guests are here. Like I said, I made it last night, and today is when we had it. So I just warmed it up again in my crock pot. I made some white rice. There you go. And here is this beautiful stew. And you see how the sauce has thickened. So we're just gonna serve that up. Let's put some carrots and some potatoes in there. Don't forget that delicious juice. There we go, guys. We have some lamb stew. I hope you guys try this recipe. It's very delicious. And I'll see you soon. Bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.